Good afternoon. Today is the 29th of March. It's a few days after the NEC Practical Classics Classic Car Restoration Show. And there's something that came up during the time that I was there that I think we need to have a little discussion about. So welcome to a very vague, not particularly interesting, and probably quite boring vlog. So, those of you who've watched the NEC Practical Classics Classic Car Restoration Show footage, 15 parts of it, I'm very grateful to all of you who have been sort of bearing through that. Those of you who are channel members on the Rover 45, V6 and set Toledo membership levels will see this video pretty much the day it's recorded or a couple of days after that. Those of the rest of you will see this at some point in the middle of April. But we're up to part 7 so far released, and I spent a long time in the first 5 parts actually going around the CCA auction there, because I knew if I didn't do it on the first day I would get stuck during the auction on the Saturday and the Sunday. That's why I did it so early on in the videos, and why you didn't see probably a lot of what you're expecting to see from other people's channels until much later on. But it seems to be fine, seems to have enjoyed it anyway. But I want to talk actually about the results of those auctions, and not just about that particular one, about other ones I've attended recently, or you know, had a preview. You'll know that I go to Barron's Classic Car Auctions at Marchwood near Southampton every month. Most of you anyway will know that, and we have a little preview of what's there. Quite a lot if you like seeing the preview. We will continue to do that. They don't seem to mind me going there. I think it gives a bit of publicity and stuff, so that's good. And yeah, sometimes I even make the petrol money back and going there and back, which is always a bonus, because we don't break even on this channel at all. We're like very far from doing that, but we keep going and doing these things because I enjoy doing them and you seem to enjoy seeing them, so that's absolutely fine. But the prices of classic cars are all over the place at the moment. It's really odd. On the one hand, you've got that Sierra RS Cosworth hatch that sold for, I think it was over £600,000, and then on the other you've got cars which should be making, you know, a certain amount but just aren't. I saw a few examples of this, and we'll actually in a while we'll stop and so I can get my phone out and tell you exactly what the prices are, because I don't want to do that whilst I'm driving, of cars just not fetching their value. There have been so many cars at the auctions, both at Barron's and CCA, that I've seen that aren't reaching the reserves. They remain unsold at the end of the auction, or just selling for stupidly low amounts of money. How about an MGB for under £2,000? How about a very rare Isuzu V-Cross which sold for £6,000 earlier this year for less than £3,000? How about an X300 Jaguar for under £1,000? That's no budget reviews money. In 2021, when I did an X300 on the channel, I didn't think you could get them for no budget reviews money, but it looks like you can. It's crazy. I just can't believe how some of these prices are so low and yet some are so high. Obviously things like Ford Escort Mark II RS 2000 are still fetching, you know, 40 grand or something like that, but other things just aren't. I just can't believe it. XK8s for about £3,000. It's insane. I obviously must say that those aren't the actual price that someone pays. Those are just the hammer prices. There are auction fees you've got to pay on top of that. I know that having bought my own Volvo C70 last year, that I didn't pay the £1,200 hammer price. I paid a bit more than that, closer to about £1,400. So, you know, obviously you do have to. But I bet the people who've been entering these cars, particularly with no reserve, and you know, if the car sells, you have to pay the seller's fee, of course, aren't very happy about it. One of the best examples of this was The Rover Vitesse Sport that you would have seen, 820 Turbo Vitesse. That car's probably worth about £4,000 once my friend who bought it's done some work to it. Not very much. Need to cam belt on some tyres and make some brakes, and that's basically it. That car's probably worth about £4,000, I'd say. My friend paid about 2,200 for it. And he got this sort of absolute bargain. I didn't realise that in 820 turbo in that sort of condition, and it's very nice, was that kind of money. I couldn't believe it. You know, 820 turbos are amongst the most desirable types of 800. It's mad, there aren't many around, and my friend had been after one for a while, and he's expecting to put up to like 3,500, 4,000 for it, and he got it for, I think, 2,200, something like that, plus fees. Oh, what's going on? It's such a total madness. So we'll look. Once I've parked up in a bit, I'm just on my way to have this car cleaned, because I've been driving it a lot recently and it's filthy. So once we've parked up, in the queue to the car wash. There's a 75 V6 there, Wedgwood Blue. I wonder who's just bought a 75 in Wedgwood Blue that you know. Yes, anyway. So it'll park up a bit and just take a look at some of these numbers, because they're very interesting. Here we are, parked up, viewers, and yes, we are perfectly safe to have a look at some auction results. So 2000 Mercedes-Benz C180 Elegance W202 shape, that only had 8,000 miles on the clock, but you could still buy W202 C-classes for no budget reviews money. That car sold for £7,425. That's a little bit much, I would say. And right next to it, a 1980 MGB Roadster. It's had a chrome bumper conversion, which I don't particularly like people doing that. I think if it had a chrome bumpers originally, you leave them on. If it had rubber bumpers originally, you leave those on. But you know, that's not really kind of relevant here. The relevant thing here is that car, MGB Roadster. It looks pretty nice. That only sold for £4,725. It does look very, very nice, actually, that. So yeah, I didn't realise so many MGBs were in that sort of territory. The Mark III Fiesta 1.1 Popular Plus, it was in the thumbnail of the very first video. I'd expect that car to be selling for, I don't know, 3,000–4,000. Sold for just over £2,000. I don't know what's going on here, viewers. Another MGB GT, again 1980, rubber bumper, this one, less than 38,000 on the clock. 6750. You know, some of this stuff sells for about the money that I expect. Was a nice motor mine for 11,000 in here, but not everything. A lot of things are sort of unsold. Right, I'm just going to take a pause here whilst I look at some other lots that are going to be relevant, and then I'll come back. Lloyd Young Consulting stickers, t-shirts and mugs are available by clicking the link to the Google form in the video description below. A couple other examples here of cars that are high in value. 1969 Porsche 911S, a B series 911S, I've never heard of those. Sold for 38,250 and needed restoration. Then a 1979 Ford Escort Mark II RS2000 Custom. It was very nice, I have seen this. £47,250. Yeah, it's not very affordable, really, is it? We'll we'll keep going until we find something that I think is a little bit more sort of affordable. This is interesting. 1996 Audi S6 Avant, very rare car, 2.2 Quattro, an Or S6 Quattro, and that only sold for 4,725. I think that's pretty cheap for one of those. Triumph Stag Mark II, it was quite nice one, £9,000. I thought those were sort of £10,000 plus for even the most basic one. It's pretty crazy. 69 Morris Mine 1000 with some Marina wheels on it, presumably had a brake disc conversion, 4950. 71 Traveller, 4275. Doesn't seem like a lot of money for some of these. But the really, really cheap stuff that maybe kind of sit up and take notice, we will just get onto that in a second. Car in the thumbnail of the video, 1995 Rover 820 Vitesse Sport Turbo, 2250. 2250. That car is a £4,000 car. Pretty much been over it, needs some work. But yeah, I don't know what's going on, viewers. 1981 MGB GT LE. Yeah, it needs a bit of restoration of things. It's not too bad. 1350. Yeah. Yeah, that's strange. The very cheapest stuff though, I'm gonna have to go to the next day of the auction. It's funny how cheap some of the older like Rolls-Royce and Bentley models are. 1956 Bentley S1 Saloon, £15,187. It's a very strange amount of money. This is it though. 2002 Jaguar XKR Coupe, dark blue. I think it's got a beige leather interior. 3937. It's not a lot, really, is it? It's not a lot at all. Zuzu Veercroft. This is one of the big surprises for me. 99. Never sold over here. Japanese import. Also sold in America. I think the estimate on this is like £8,000. 2,700. 1979 MG BGT. Rubber bumper taken off. Not the best look personally that I would have, but 2250. It's a pretty nice car actually, that. Yeah. 2002 Jaguar XK8 Coupe. 1350. It's probably a bit rusty underneath or something, but yeah. Dear oh dear me. The Daimler Consort saloons, two of them, wedding cars, 51 and a 52, both, one sold for 23.62, one 33.75. It's crazy. Yeah, and here we go. 1995 Jaguar XJ6 Sport Saloon, £787. 1996 Jaguar XJ Executive, probably more my thing, £675, in need of minor cosmetic work. I need say no more, viewers. I should have bought something like that at that auction, as my friend did with the Vitesse Sport. Anyway, this has been a very different type of very vlog. I've started to become like Mr. Hunter from Jeff Buys Cars, just sort of sitting here and ranting about stuff, which gets him lots of viewers. So he must be doing well. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, leave a comment below, and we shall see you again soon for more incredibly dull information.